When I got to prison, there weren't a lot of things like material things that I missed. I missed my family, my community, but the majority of things that you would think you'd miss, like certain foods or clothes or just anything luxury, even pillows, blankets, none of that. It's like the pain, the deep pain of loss of family and community was so much greater than that. But there was one thing that I really missed. And it's kind of goofy because I drink it a little bit now, but it was Diet Coke. Before I went to prison, I had this little recipe. I would drink Diet Coke with a little bit of lemonade in it. And it reminded me of everything I liked. Like my husband and I would go together and get a Diet Coke, or on a summer afternoon. Those were the things that I missed. Well, my second year in prison, I was at a different prison. I was at Waseca, Minnesota, and I find out that on Christmas Day, they give us two sodas, a Coke and a Diet Coke. That's like part of our gift. We get a little bag of candy and a Coke and a Diet Coke. Normally, you can go to commissary and buy soda, but they didn't have Coke or Diet Coke. So when I found that out, I went around to everybody in the unit and said, hey, listen, I will trade you 3 sodas for 1. I will buy sodas on commissary, Pepsi, or whatever else the options are, or I'll trade you anything, but I want your Diet Coke. And if you could get 2 Diet Cokes, because sometimes they'd let you pick instead of 1 Coke and 1 Diet Coke, you could get 2. I will definitely get those from you. Like, give me a list. So I worked it out to where I had about 50 Diet Cokes coming my way, which was like the coolest thing ever. And they had this little powdered lemonade on commissary. So like once a week, sometimes more often if I would treat myself, I'd have a Diet Coke. We had an ice machine and I'd put a little bit of lemonade and I'd go sit in the rec yard and drink that. Made me feel so like myself. It was such a comfort to me. And then about my 3rd year in prison, I decided to just eliminate soda. I was pretty disciplined in what I ate and the way I thought, and I just decided it's okay to let it go. You wouldn't think that that would be so hard for me, but it was. Because for 2 Christmases, I really did. I stacked up the Diet Coke. Now, you're not really supposed to do that, but the officers don't bother you if you don't bother anybody else. So I had like a whole bunch of Diet Coke under my bed. That was my most favorite thing in prison.